All right, we have a uniform. We will show it to you in just a second and talk all about all of the Fashion Police stuff. Ole Miss has a uniform for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane game. Find out here, see it here, and we should have a good time doing that. So this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, welcome to this extra edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. It's uniform reveal time, and Ole Miss has revealed theirs. Before we get started, I want to thank you for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do us a favor. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell for notifications when new videos are going up. And, of course, upvote the video itself. And comment. Have fun in the comment section. Tell me where we're wrong. And we'll do that. Anyway, I'll tell you about the uniform reveal in just a second. I do want to let you know this episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's the easiest place to spice up your college football season. Emphasis is on easy to get started and to play while you watch your favorite team play. Go to the Underdog website, create an account, look for the different pick'em choices for Ole Miss each week. And you look at Jackson Dart or Zach Evans. Like Zach Evans may be able to be predicted to rush for 95 yards. You can choose whether or not he goes higher or goes lower. The example that Underdog give us in our pick'em this week, UNC quarterback Drake May higher than 254.5 passing yards or lower against Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame starter Drew Pine lower than 217.5. I like Louisville quarterback Malik Cunningham over the 95.5 rushing yards against USF. So go to Underdog to make your own picks just like I did. It's easy to play and available in over 30 states. Just pick between 2 and 5 players across any team, not just Ole Miss, and decide whether or not they will finish higher or lower. One of the easiest fantasy games to play out there, and you can win cold, hard cash every single game. So sign up with promo code LOCKEDON, one word, Locked On, and Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's right, double $100, get $100 free. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or find the Underdog Fantasy app in the App Store or Google Play Store. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Locked On. That's all one word. Remember, Locked On. Get in on the college football pick'em action today. Promo code Locked On. Anyway, thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Also, iTunes and Spotify, we're there. Please leave a 5-star review. You can say whatever you want to say. Just make sure it's a 5-star review. That would help us out greatly. We've got Tom Vanderford and Bill Flowers on deck for the post-game show this week, the postcast. So you can tune in and catch them there. I need to do that. I need to do that. And I need to do that. Because I accidentally selected the wrong background. But there it is now. So, Ole Miss is going to go navy, white. Navy helmets, navy jerseys, white pants. And I think it's a decent look. I think it's a good look. But we will see exactly what it looks like. But anyway, here is the uniform reveal that they did on Twitter. And whenever it gets done, we will talk a little bit about it as well.
I'm bit up, I trip when I walk. I'm bringing pressure, they run when I walk. I kick the bitch out the G, told her walk. Yeah, I jump on these beats and I walk. Slide, keep on sliding, walk. Object, keep on down, walk. Spin round, walk. Step down, walk. Hellcat came with exhaust. You switch out on me, must be lost. Hate to be cold at the boss. I play defense and offense. Run down with my best on the
It's a decent uniform reveal, and you can see that Ole Miss is 2-1 in it. They defeated Troy 51-21. They lost to Alabama in that game where Alabama gained every possible yard they could gain but 7 in that 2020 game. And then they beat Mississippi State that same year. So they've won this combination 3 times. He actually likes it. It's a clean look. It looks really good on TV, and it really pops for recruits. But the important thing that I recognized during all of this is that Ole Miss has worn all 3 helmets in 3 games. They wore powder helmets all week in practice, so we thought they were going to wear powder, and they go navy, white. So should be interesting to see. I like this combination. I like the navy blue uniforms. I like the navy helmets. Honestly, there's not a combination that Ole Miss has in their arsenal right now that I just look at it and say, I don't really like that. I mean, all of this looks pretty good. And the navy white looks good. The white navy white looks good. The powder white, it all looks good because we are blessed with so many combinations that are quite spectacular out there. So I think it's going to be a good combination. Now tell me what you think, what you want to see, as Ole Miss in 4 games have broke out white helmets twice, powder helmets once, navy helmets once. And what are we going to see? What does that pretend to show us in SEC play? What are we going to be dealing with as it goes? What can we take from the first 4 games and look later on in the season? And the answer, I think, is this, honestly. I think Ole Miss is going to go Stormtrooper, different type of Stormtrooper, on the road several times this season. That may be their road look. They may break out a powder helmet. They may break out a navy helmet. But I think it's going to be white on white all the way through. And I do think we have a white jersey and powder numbers. For whatever reason, I think that exists. But maybe it's the fact that I keep seeing them on pictures over and over again. Makes me think it exists. When are they going to break them out? They're probably not Tiger Stadium, which that might be a weird uniform combination because of the normal setup there. You know, it's home against Kentucky. It's home against Auburn. We'll see exactly what it looks like. I really wish Ole Miss had the navy blue stripes and numbers like they had back in 2014 and 2015, because the Stormtrooper would have a chance to look so good with the navy writing on the white helmets. I think that would look really, really good. So I'm just pretty excited about everything that's going on around Ole Miss at the moment. Lane Kiffin has it clicking. Uniform looks great. We'll see what it looks like on the field Saturday. Game is at 3 o'clock Central on the SEC Network immediately after the game. Well, not immediately after the game. After the game, 30 minutes, an hour later, me and Tom Vanderford and Bill Flowers are going to break down exactly what we saw. This is a trap game, people. This is a trap game because we have Kentucky next week and we know what that means. So let's go out there and get the win. I don't care if it's by 1 point or 40 points. Let's let it happen. But until then, I hope everybody has a good college football weekend. There's only so many Saturdays out there, folks. Only so many Saturdays out there. Anyway, I'll see you later.